Right.
Well, thoughts on that, Graham? Tough day in the office?
Yeah, probably a relief at the end that the players really showed what they're about second half. So that's the positive to come out of it. But obviously disappointed with what we've done. That the first half was as bad as it was in some respects. But we've had a tough couple of weeks, so maybe we didn't quite realise how much it would turn out on the players. But no, really pleased with the second half, and we've rewarded the fans with something of a performance. And now the club has got to move on very quickly.
Because it was threatening to get bad after 28 minutes.
Yeah, I think we've seen that in the last few rounds. It can happen. Man City can do it to anybody, can't they? And probably the two teams you don't want to play in this situation. It's something. In the first and second round, you're playing the non-league teams, and then you beat Preston, and you want something good out of the hat. But I always said, be careful what you wish for, and I think that was proved right today.
How much of that was Arsenal really coming out of the blocks, or yourselves not doing yourselves many favours?
No, they paid us the utmost respect. Obviously, they can put two good teams out. The tempo of the game, they weren't sloppy in any sense, which you sort of maybe hope for. You think it's going to be a breeze, but no, they were very professional in everything they did. So, they paid us the utmost respect to both the manager and the team. So I sort of take something from that, but we just got to look forward and move forward. And I was just pleased with the action from the players and the fans for the second half performance, and that's where we need to be. All stick together and move on.
And the substitution on half an hour, it certainly seemed to get better after that, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But maybe we looked at a lot of teams how they play in these games, and wouldn't say got it wrong, but just a little tweak made the difference.
Matt Smith, how disappointed was he to not start?
Yeah, I think they were all disappointed. Obviously, it was a big thing for him, but I think the performance Matt gave is what the club needs from now to end of the season. Not, he's a good footballer. Obviously, he was taught the game here, and they speak well of him here. But at our level, you have to dig in a bit more, and he dug in today, and that bodes well for the future.
And finally, obviously the season's not going to be defined on today. Did you learn enough in the last hour that you can perhaps take into the rest of the season?
I think so. Yeah, I think we had our moments, but we know we'd have to be more creative in our own league. But the way that we got back to stopping, Samtic made some good saves. And the blocks and the real defending is what we'll need, but then we know we have to improve the other side of the game. But no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Any more guys?
Tickle was linked with a move to Arsenal in the summer. Do you think today showed why they're quite keen on it?
Yeah, well, he's been like this for the last 3 years. He's very good at keeping the ball out the net, but we all know now in football that you have to have a bit more as a goalkeeper, haven't you? And that's the side that he needs to really improve. And I feel sure that he would get a move to a bigger club. But he has all the potential. He's a very good trainer. He's a decent boy. He's a winner. He has a great attitude. So I think the future is bright for him, definitely.
Greg, can I just ask one about the manager situation? Do you expect anything to happen in the next 24, 48 hours?
I hope so. I do. I hope so. I'll have a heart attack if nothing happens soon. But no, I would imagine they seem to be quite a way down the road with something. So hopefully it will get done.
Have you enjoyed the last week?
Sort of, yeah. No, it's. I mean, I've always been heavily involved, but. I forgot what it was like to wake up at 5 in the morning and thinking. My wife said she stopped talking to me last week because she said, "Oh, you got his 4-4-2 in your head," and it's just a waste of time talking to me. So it's been back to that really, because I had a few years of that. So just move on now and let somebody else take it. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
No, keep it shut.
Okay, raise your hand if you have a question. We'll come to you. Right at the back, we'll kick off with James from CBS.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
First of all, your views on the game overall?
Well, very happy, obviously, with the results and especially the performance, the way we started the game. You really want to show how much you want it when you play against this kind of opposition in the cup, and we certainly had that attitude. And then I was a bit surprised with the level of cohesion and connections very early in the match, because when you make that many changes, that can be a part of the game that can be lacking, but certainly wasn't, and we scored some very, very good goals, and I'm very pleased with that.
Obviously, with Ricardo coming out, you could maybe brought in Declan or Piero or Martin, but you played Bukayo in sort of more central areas. Is that something you've been looking to try, and how did you think it worked?
Yeah, that's something that's a possibility, and I wanted to try it, and we might use it in the future. So still so many games, competitions, and different scenarios to play in the season, and that's a possibility that we have. Yeah.
Tom, Reach.
Okay, just two quick ones. Quickly on Ricardo, what's the situation with him, and is he okay?
Yeah, him and Ben is the only doubt. We have to wait and see in the next 48 hours how things develop.
And you might remember a press conference a couple of years ago where we talked about goalkeepers and substitutions in games of goalkeepers. You said in the right moment you would make a change.
Yeah.
Was today that day?
No, this was a different context, I think, a different moment that I was referring to a few years ago. But I think everybody has to feel that he's got a chance, and if there are players, one of them will be Tommy, for his attitude and the way he helps everybody every single day. So we had a chance to play in some minutes. We have to try to do it, and I think he was very happy.
Wigan Athletic.
Hi Mikel, just another one on Bukayo, because he's played there before, I think during the lockdown kind of seasons. What do you like about him in those areas compared to when he's playing off the right?
Well, he's more central, he's closer to the goal. It's a bit more difficult for the opponent to get his reference constantly. He can interchange position with the wide player as well, and he's so good at picking those spaces, and when he's there, he can really hurt you with the ball.
And when you say you were surprised by the cohesion, was it him in particular, or?
No, there were a lot of them, and most of them they haven't played that much together, so that's not easy. But some of the goals were exactly what we wanted to do.
Matt Standard.
It looked like the plan was going to be to give Miles minutes in midfield today. Obviously, you couldn't do that for late change. How frustrating was that?
No, that was another learning moment, and I always tell them, be ready, because in the role that you have, it can change any minute. And Bukayo had to be ready, and he was made aware of that very, very, very late. But you need to understand the position, you need to understand the global intentions of the team, and if you do that, then you can perform, and I think Matt had a really good game.
Ed, go ahead.
Hi Mikel, two great assists from Eze today, the first two goals. Pleased that a confidence booster for him after a difficult week.
Yeah, some superb balls, and his intentions, I think the risk that he took in the final third, the amount of shots that he tried to take as well, I think that's really positive. That's what we want from him.
And could he have a big role to play for you in the next week, given that Martin Odegaard wasn't in the match they scored today? Is he going to be around?
Yeah, he's already playing a big role. He's played a lot of games for us, and he will continue to do that.
We'll do the last couple. Phil from PA.
Yeah, I was just going to follow up on that really. I mean, do you think that would just be really important for Eze, because obviously he has
had his sort of critics in this season, and he's just laid on 2 great assists and had a really good performance. So, how good would that be?
Well, that's what those players need, those moments, and especially when we talk about the creative players, they need to feel that they are producing those moments. And very happy with that. Very happy with Gavi as well. The run that he made, the timing of that, and then the finishing action, really positive. So it's good for the mood, for the confidence. It's a really good thing.
Just on Martin, was he rested today, or was he injured? Or?
Yeah, with Martin, we have to wait and see. Obviously, he picked that knock on the action where we conceded the goal, and he wasn't fit for today.
Final for Josh from the side.
Hi, Mikel. Just to touch on that with Martin, also you said Ricardo and Ben, you're waiting to see what's happened with them. You're now still in all 4 competitions, on top of then losing Kai and Mikel.
Yeah.
Are you worried that your squad's getting thin as you go out and play even more games carrying on?
Yes, and especially because we are going through. Before it was the strikers, then it was the defenders, now it's the midfielders. But we are still coping with that. But yeah, we need some players back and fit, and to give us as well not only numbers but different options in relation to the opponents that we have. So the quicker they are, the better.